Hi, good morning, everyone. Excited to have you joining us here in December as we do our last partner webinar here in 2025. And very excited to have us joining us this month, our members from the Department of Commerce and our Welcome Center and Call Center operations. So they're going to talk a little bit about their operations, but also have one with how you can get involved and help share what's going on in your area with these frontline participants. So kicking us off here to talk about it is Wally Wazan. Take it away, Wally.
Oh, thank you so much, Guy. And I think the best for last, December will be ending like that with our webinar. Well, good morning, and thank you all for joining us. Today, we're giving a brief overview of North Carolina's Visitor Services Program and how our Welcome Centers and Tourism Call Center work every day to support visitors statewide. For our partners, DMOs, attractions, lodgings providers, and tourism organizations, this is also an opportunity to see how you can work more closely with us through brochure distribution, display opportunities, and the 800 Visit NC inquiry line. These channels help connect visitors directly to your destinations, events, and experiences at key decision-making moments. We value our partnership with each of you, and we're excited to share how visitor services can continue to amplify your outreach and strengthen North Carolina's overall visitor experience. I'd like to give a background about the Welcome Center program that began in 1965 when state leaders recognized that North Carolina's central location made it an ideal place to attract travelers. They also understood that informed visitors stay longer and explore more, which positioned welcome centers as an important marketing tool for the state. In 1968, North Carolina opened its first two welcome centers on I-85 and I-95 at the Virginia border, marking the beginning of the statewide network we operate today. Additionally, in 1987, the state moved its packaging and fulfillment operation to NCCIW to streamline the distribution of the official North Carolina travel guide and other tourism materials. Then in 1989, Visit North Carolina Travel Information Line 800 Visit NC was relocated to NCCIW as well. Once the line was moved, it evolved into what we now know as the Tourism Inquiry Program or Tourism Call Center. This created a centralized hub where inquiries and fulfillment could be handled together, improving efficiency and consistency across the state's visitor service efforts. As you can see from these slides, there are 9 welcome centers, which they all greet travelers at major interstate entry points, providing statewide information and corridor-specific guidance. That slide shows the contact information for all the 9 welcome center managers and their location on interstates. For us to manage the operation in a very efficient manner, we have a brochure policy that we implement, and that policy outlines which brochures can be displayed and in our welcome centers. It ensures all materials are accurate, tourism-related, and useful to travelers, while maintaining consistency and quality across all 9 centers. A single statewide approval process keeps everything fair and transparent for our partners. Please feel free to scan the QR code should you like to view the policy. Additionally, we have display policy. That policy guides all large format materials, banners, posters, and display cases. It ensures these items are professional, safe, and visually suitable for our Welcome Center environment. All requests go through the same approval process to keep things fair and consistent. We also use a rotating 30 to 60-day display timeline to give every partner equal opportunity. Also, you can scan the QR code to view this policy. Now I want to hand it over to Ms. Marie Amsdell, which she will expand more on our program's operations.
Thank you, Wally. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much to Visit NC for having us here today to tell you about the Welcome Center program and the call center program. Thank you to Guy. He's been super helpful with this presentation and making us look efficient with our slideshow. My name is Marie Amsdell. No, go back. I just wanted to give a quick introduction of myself because I am the newbie of the Welcome Center managers, and I might not be a familiar face to everyone yet. Unlike Mr. Wally, who seems to know everybody, he's been around for, I think, 20 plus years, and he's always pointing out people I know, do you know this person? Do you know that person? He's great for introductions, but he really knows his stuff. If you have any questions, you're always free to reach out to him. So I come from a background primarily in management, customer service, digital marketing. I started working many moons ago at the age of 14. I was a Subway sandwich artist during my high school years. I have been a department manager at Walmart, an office manager for a construction company, farmer's market manager, and I am also a wife and mother. If you can't tell by the photos, I have a lot of kids. I feel like my background has led me to this point in this position. I love my job. I love talking with people, having conversations. If you have met me before, you can attest to the fact that I love to talk. I think everybody has a story and you can make a connection with just about anybody. So I feel very blessed to have fallen into this role. I manage the I-95 South Welcome Center here in Roland. We are at mile marker 5 on Interstate 95 as you enter North Carolina from South Carolina. Our original building, which you can see in this upper right photo, was opened in 1973, and it was 3 separate buildings. There was the Welcome Center, the restrooms, and vending. And a couple years ago, they decided we needed an upgrade, so they completely tore everything down. Took about 2.5 years to rebuild us, and what you can see down in the bottom right, that is our new building. We have been open just over a year, and we share one roof, so everything is in that building, the Welcome Center, the restrooms, and the vending. So what do we do in this nice new building? A couple things we do is gather data for Visit NC and our tourism partners that are interested. When guests come in, we ask them to sign a guest log, visitor's book. It asks basic things like your name, how many are traveling with you, your home zip code, where are you headed to, and all that gets compiled and sent to Visit NC. They in turn use this information to help determine travel trends, advertising opportunities, and all that other behind the scenes analytical stuff that goes on. So the data that we have right now is only for this year up till October. But you can see that we have a program wide of almost 52,000 iPad sign-ins for those 10 months. So that's roughly about 6,500 sign-ins per center. So next slide, please. So of these registered iPad guests, these were the top 5 states of origin, so where people were coming from. South Carolina, Florida, Tennessee, Virginia, and Ohio are from inside the states. And the right picture shows the top 5 international countries of origin. Canada by far surpasses all the rest, which that's largely due to snowbirds. They have winter homes in the warmer states, and so they travel back and forth every year. This is all good information to know if you need locations where people are coming from for targeted ads or certain kinds of demographics. We also collect reservations. These are bookings that put back into the North Carolina economy. So it could be hotels, campgrounds, home rentals, anything like that. We make note of the city and the county that they're going to be staying in, where they're booked at, and then we also compile that into a list. So these are the top cities so far for the year for the first 10 months. To me, it's interesting to see the trends center by center. For example, the snowbirds. So certain times a year, I see a lot of snowbirds. Our counterpart at 95 North, opposite time of the year, they'll see that snowbird population come through. So it's always interesting to see what people are doing and where they're traveling. Or even, for instance, the coastal region, you can see all the coastal cities listed here. All those numbers added up. A lot of those people went during the summer months. So that's a good way to look and know what your travel trends are for your months and seasons, and how to, maybe focus on getting more travelers at a different time of the year. These numbers are available to any interested destination marketing organization. Just reach out to Wally or one of the managers, and we will get you the info that you're looking for. So those are things that we collect from travelers, but what do the travelers get from us? So our mission statement helps sum that up. And that is, we promote the state's tourism and businesses by providing visitors with helpful information, travel planning assistance, and a positive first impression of the state. Our role is to increase visitor spending by promoting attractions, accommodations, and events to travelers already in the state. Okay. We are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's 361 days of serving travelers and being here for their needs. So our mission statement means that we are the first point of contact for travelers. In some cases, we are the only point of contact. We are the only people that they're going to see and engage with. And we want to try to provide that welcoming entry point. They've been on the road driving, they're tired, they're frustrated. They're going to come inside and we're going to automatically greet them. We're going to say, hi, welcome to North Carolina. Good morning. How are you? What can I help you with? We're always going to strike up that conversation. And depending on how receptive they are, we're going to ask them to sign the guest book so we can get that data. We're going to ask them where they're heading. Do they need a state travel guide, or do they need information about where they're going? Sometimes, honestly, they just want to browse on their own, and we're not going to push them into those conversations. Because as strange as and slightly contradicting as that sounds, that's how we serve them. We're going to meet their needs, and sometimes their needs are just to be, find a chill place to stretch their legs and walk around on their long trip. So we're going to greet them. We're going to offer a map, travel guide. We're going to gauge that response, how receptive they are. And then we're going to serve them by either leaving them alone, or we're going to get them the information that they need. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, when they hear that we have maps, they're intrigued. You don't hear a lot of people having maps anymore. So that gets them going, gets them asking questions, and we're able to ask our questions. So we'll get them brochures for their destination or a future trip. We do get a lot of people that take the brochures because they're like, oh, we'll have to drive back through. Maybe we'll go a different way and go see this. We'll get them route options. Some people want the fastest route possible. Some people want the scenic. We're going to help them get that. Trip planning. So they're going to go to this city, but you know what? You're going to pass through this city. Maybe you want to stop here and see this thing that you said you were interested in. We're going to do anything that we can to make a good impression and promote more and more of North Carolina. So when people come in, no, go back. When people come in, we get asked a lot, what are you going to give us? And they always tell us that the Florida Welcome Center gave them orange juice. So what are you going to give us? It happens almost daily. I usually try to laugh and I tell them that, we're going to give you something that Florida probably didn't give you, and that's Southern hospitality. Because to us, Southern hospitality is not only greeting them and being nice, but it's willing to go out of our way to serve them and help them with whatever they need. All of our travel counselors provide that, and they take those extra steps. So the information that we usually serve to them is one of four ways: the North Carolina travel guide, the DOT state map, brochures, and directions. These pictures are of the current travel guide. We're waiting for the new ones to be delivered, the 2026 ones. I'm looking forward to it. I love seeing what Visit NC puts out. And it's kind of neat to be one of the first ones to see it every year. And then next is the current 2025-2026 NC DOT map. I love the way this one looks this time around. It reminds me of the 80s, I think, because of the aqua and the pink. It goes really well together. And then next to it is some just sample brochures that we hand out and a sample direction, routes. Ignore the hearts and stuff. That's from my Google Maps. And those are my friends' houses. So just ignore that. But next slide, please. So brochures are the backbone of the Welcome Center program. Our whole centers are full of them. We often give bags to travelers because they're taking armloads of brochures that they're interested in. Wally talked about the brochure policy and how to submit a request. It's pretty painless. Submit it, get the approval, and just mail it to us. It's really not that hard. So when you send it to us, it would be a huge blessing if you could put in there how to reorder, because we get a lot of brochures, and if we don't know how to reorder them, we're having to hunt up website, phone numbers, and when we call, different departments of different places are the ones who handle individual brochures for that specific organization. So we might need to talk to the director or the marketing department. And honestly, there's a lot of times people don't know who we are, and they're like, why are you calling? So if you could just include reordering information, that would be fantastic for us. And we definitely want to keep your brochures in stock. Our job is to get them into the hands of travelers, and it's easier to do that if we have clear communication. So you're free to reach out to any Welcome Center manager, Wally, anytime you have questions. The literature that y'all provide will sometimes need to be reprinted. A lot of places, your destination guides, travel guides, every year they will put out a new edition. Unless there has been a major change, you do not need to resubmit that for approval. You just send them to us. The only time would be if there is a major change that you need to let Wally know about. So reprints do not need an approval. New brochures do need an approval. And we will continue to pass out those materials unless the information is old or obsolete. Could be a few years old, but if the information is still correct, we're going to keep handing it out unless you tell us not to. So those are the things that the Welcome Centers physically hand out to travelers. How can you guys, the collective you, our travel partners, help engage, or as the title of the webinar says, how can you work with the Welcome Centers to promote North Carolina? The first way I've already mentioned: brochures, brochures, brochures. We will get them into the travelers' hands, but only if we have them. We can only hand out what you send us. We don't make our own. We hand out what you send. And I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my favorite things to do when a traveler's like, oh, I want to go see this, but you probably don't have anything on it. And I'm able to say, you know what, I do. I have a brochure for that. Let me get it. I have been asked for motorcycle info, pickleball, Wizard of Oz, flower farms, where to find shark's teeth. And most recently, the kind of specific thing that I've been asked about is troll hunting. We don't have any brochures for the troll hunting. I know about it. because I might be taking my kids after the holidays on the Christmas break to go troll hunting. But so any brochure, whether it's mainstream or niche, whatever you think that people are interested in seeing, please give it to us. Get it approved and give it to us. And we will make sure to get it in travelers' hands because they are definitely asking for it. Second way to engage is communication. Update us. Tell us what's going on in your area. If you get a chance, come see us. We would love to have you at our Welcome Center and show you around. You can tell us what changes are happening in your area. Are there any new local restaurants, any breweries, golf courses, parks, anything? You could also invite us to any tourism meetings that are happening in your area. It's a great way to be updated, get all the information, and check in with you face to face. And it might even help avoid shipping costs. If you need to give us brochures, hand them to us. We'll come to your tourism meeting and get the info and get the brochures at the same time. So in taking that a step further, if you're able, host a fam tour. Fam tour is short for, and I apologize if I butcher this, it's kind of like the Massachusetts. It's one of those words that you either get it or you don't. Familiarization tour. Sorry about that. So fam tours allow us to see and experience your area firsthand. And it gives an extra layer of credibility when we're talking to travelers and we're telling them about your area. When we can say, hey, I've been there, we did this, I enjoyed it so much, let me tell you about it. So fam tours are a great way to really get us informed about your area because we literally get to see it. The fourth way to engage is to participate in the Welcome Center events. We have a main yearly event. It's the National Travel and Tourism Day event. But we also do smaller events. If you can, try to attend. It gives you a chance to engage travelers, make a good impression. And we're going to talk about fam tours and the events a little bit more, a few slides down. You can also provide giveaways. At our Welcome Center specifically, we hand out coloring books, postcards, stickers, and I'm going to have to shout out Mount Olive right now because they have a simple and perfect marketing genius. They give us scratch and sniff pickle stickers. I have had so many conversations with people about pickles. They say, hey, what do you have? That orange juice thing. And we're like, oh, well, we have scratch and sniff pickle stickers. And they're like, why? Why do you have pickle stickers? And then that opens the conversation for me to say, well, Mount Olive is a city here in North Carolina, and that's where Mount Olive Pickles is. And they have a pickle parlor, and they have a pickle festival every year. It's attention grabbing and memorable and simple. It's genius. People also ask for souvenirs. People try to buy magnets from us, and we don't sell anything. So we have to tell them, no, sorry, we don't have that. We have postcards, stickers. So if there's anything that you would like to provide us with to hand out and get those conversations going about your area, send it to us. And then the last thing you can do to engage is to provide displays. So that's the other policy that Wally talked about. Also an easy process to submit. We have so many different ways to catch the traveler's attention. We have display cases, tabletop displays. We have walls for murals, banners that we can either hang or we have banner stands so they can be freestanding on the ground. The Welcome Centers even now have smart TVs, and Wally would be happy to talk with you about digital displays. There are multiple ways to catch people's attentions and promote your area. We would love for you to take advantage of it. So these pictures are just examples from our different welcome centers. Like I said, we have the tabletop displays with the literature and the attractive items. We have knickknacks and historical items. Even one center has a lighthouse statue to help represent the coast. Mm-hmm. And then, so we even have mannequins. This picture to the right, that's Ava Gardner. We've done mannequins with ski gear. A couple resorts donated some skis and like the helmet and that kind of stuff. And I personally love the barbecue display. One, I love barbecue, but we all know that barbecue is a huge topic in North Carolina. There, you're going to fall somewhere in it, and you can have a great conversation and promote those local North Carolina barbecue places, all just because of a couple jars of barbecue sauce. So these are just some examples of the different displays that could be possible. We would love to partner with y'all to support your area. Just reach out. So now our events. We host the different events throughout the year. We celebrate holidays and the national days like National Ice Cream Day or National Pickle Day. It's just a great opening to get exposure to the travelers and really connect with them. We've hosted school groups, which you can see in the upper right-hand photo. They came and learned a lot of stuff. We even get driver's ed groups coming in. The driver's ed teachers bring the kids by so that they know that, hey, this is a welcome center. If you're ever traveling, it's a great place to stop. Obviously, it's all about North Carolina, so we definitely try to promote and prominently promote North Carolina things, North Carolina products. You can see the Cheerwine banner. Cheerwine donates cans of Cheerwine for our tourism days. We have Krispy Kreme, Mount Olive pickles. So all these things we try to have at our events. We've had watermelon queens, local musicians. The Lumbee tribe has attended tourism days. All these things showcase what North Carolina has to offer. And it's also a great photo opportunity, not just for the DMOs, but the travelers. They're probably going to share it with their friends and family. They're going to share it on social media. All these large groups just come in and really enjoy what we have to offer. So for a great example, the lower left picture, that's actually a traveler. That is not one of the tourism partners. That's not a welcome center staff. That is a traveler who came up and said, hey, can I take a group shot? He's excited, he's engaged, he's involved. And that's exactly what we want when we have these events. We want them to feel excited. So our main event every year is our National Travel and Tourism Week. This is a tradition that has taken place for many years. It's an opportunity for us to say thank you to the travelers for coming by, for stopping in. Even those that are just traveling through our state, we still want to say thank you. We always receive overwhelmingly positive feedback. They love it. We even have travelers who will start calling and asking what day each center is going to have their tourism day, because they're going to coordinate their travel plans just so they're going to be able to stop on our tourism day. So we partner with all North Carolina tourism related organizations and businesses. We ask that you let us know ahead of time if you're going to be able to attend. And then we recommend arriving early the day of, because spaces are first come, first served. So each tourism partner will need to bring their own setup, tables, chairs, display items, literature. This is your time to shine. Really highlight your area and your businesses. Things local to your area, especially food, are a huge hit. Last year at 95 South, We had a local winery make that's all caps, non-alcoholic muscadine juice slushies. Travelers loved it. They could not get enough. It's very unique to our area. It's memorable, and that's what you want for travelers. You want them to remember you and your area. It gives them a taste of North Carolina, but specifically your area of North Carolina. So just to reiterate, no alcohol, and also no sales. We don't actually sell anything, but you're more than welcome to hand out promotional items, the food samples, coupons. People love coupons. They love getting a deal. So you're more than welcome to hand out any of these things. So the other topic that I wanted to touch a little bit more on is fam tours. And this is by far the best way to help us at the Welcome Centers confidently speak about your area or attraction. Experience leaves a lasting impression, and the enthusiasm comes through when we talk about it because we've been there. Personal anecdotes really engage the traveler. These conversations that we're having, they're going to know if you're being real or just like, okay, here you go. This past week, I had somebody mention Burlington, and we did a fam tour there 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I was able to say, oh, I went there. Let me tell you about it. We went to the animal park, which is an animal sanctuary. And I was telling her about how they warned us that if the big cats, because they have all kinds of animals, they have lions and wolves and possums. They've got everything. But they were warning us that the big cats, if they turn around, you need to go sideways because they spray like a house cat would. So don't go backwards because you'll still be in range. Go sideways. And I was just telling her about it and having a conversation, and she was laughing, and she was like, that would be so fun to go see. So then she asked for the animal park brochure. She asked for the area travel guide, and we were able to get her set up with what she needed to know to go visit. So larger fam tours usually include all 9 of the welcome centers, 1 or 2 people from each center. That would need to be coordinated through Wally. Getting 9 centers dates for that takes a little bit of planning and organization. And because usually it involves an overnight stay as well. So Wally would be the best one to contact about getting that set up. And we also participate in smaller mini fam tours. Usually 1 or 2 centers, 1 or 2 people from each center. And a lot of times that'll be the corridor that you're closest to or that you're on, the interstate corridor. Those are usually just day trips, and those can be directly coordinated with the managers because that's a little bit simpler. But for instance, today, 95 North and 95 South, we're going to do a mini fam tour in Lumberton. The Lumberton Visitors Bureau reached out and said, hey, the historic Carolina Civic Center Theater, I believe they had a $2 million annex just completed, finished construction, and they want to show it to us. It's something new in their area. They think that it's worth seeing and letting travelers know about. So the Lumberton Visitors Bureau reached out, and they're going to take us to a Christmas show tonight, and we're going to get to personally see this brand new annex. And I think we're also going to get to see they added some murals downtown. We're going to get to go to a local restaurant. So just really get to know the area to pass it on to travelers. So if you're interested in hosting something like that, reach out to Wally, reach out to one of the managers. So in some of the recent tours that we've been on, High Country Host, Visit Charlotte, Visit Alamance County, which is Burlington that I was talking about, the Wilmington Beaches and CVB. And as you can see in the photos, we're going to be very involved in your fam tour. We are excited to be there. We are excited to learn, and we know that it's only going to make us better at our job at promoting North Carolina. So feel free to reach out if you think this is something you'd want to host. So just briefly, I'd like to talk about these two pictures. The left is a picture of Governor Stein at the I-40 Welcome Center. He stopped by after a press conference about post-Helene reopening of Interstate 40. And to the right is Commerce Secretary Lee Lilly, not to be confused with Wally. Wally's on the left and Lee Lilly is the other really tall guy on the right. But he stopped at the I-26 West Welcome Center before a meeting about the city of Hot Springs and Hot Springs recovery from Helene. So just wanted to say we really appreciate their support and stopping by and seeing us. So that's all I have. I want to just say thank you for having brochures in our welcome centers, having displays. We're here to tell travelers about you, and it's at no cost. This is literally what we do. We are not a pay-to-play service. You don't pay us anything. Just send us your brochures. The premise of the Welcome Center program that Wally was talking about, it was founded on the notion that travelers are going to spend more time and more money in an area the more information they have about that area. And we are more than happy to spread the information on your behalf. We're going to do it for you. So thank you very much. I hope y'all reach out to Wally or any of the managers and we can get you set up. I'm going to turn it over to Miss Pamela Jarrett, who is the Inquiry Program Manager. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Pamela Jarrett, and I manage the Inquiry Programs Tourism Center, which supports the Visitor Services Division. First, I would like to say it's my pleasure to be here with you today, and thank you to VNC for inviting us to present this webinar. And thank you to God for his guidance and support during this process, because this is my first webinar. So I hope that we are doing well for you guys. In my role as the Inquiry Program Manager, I oversee a dedicated team of operators, trained operators who provide travel and tourism information to the public. So we get calls from people all across North Carolina and beyond. I'm responsible for coordinating our daily operations, maintaining quality assurance, and supporting and training the development of our staff to ensure that we're always delivering excellent service. And the pictures you see here is part of our inmate staff. The top picture are some of the ladies who does the bulk and fulfillment. The bottom two pictures are some of our call center operators who work with us first and second shift. I've been a proud part of the visitor service team for the past 2.5 years. It's been incredibly rewarding to contribute to our mission of promoting tourism and supporting economic development in our state. It's truly been a pleasure to work with my team and our partners, and especially VNC. Our call center operates on a consistent schedule to ensure accessibility to the public. So during the normal operations, we're open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends and holidays. The only day that our call center is closed is Christmas Day. However, during emergency situations such as severe weather events, we shift to a 24-hour operations. This allows us to serve as a vital communication hub for the public, and then deliver real-time updates, travel advisories, and critical support to help ensure public safety. The flexibility is key to maintaining trust and responsiveness in times of need. Our operations are based at the North Carolina Correctional Institution for Women, located right here in Raleigh. The location has been central to our work since 1987, when the packaging and fulfillment operations were first moved to the facility. Just 2 years later, in 1989, the North Carolina Tourism Inquiry Program also transitioned from downtown Raleigh to NCCIW. We operate in close collaboration with several key partners, including the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, Visit North Carolina, and the Department of Transportation. These partnerships are essential to our mission and help us deliver high quality service and support across the state. One of the key advantages of our program is its cost efficiency. Our inmate workers earn between $1 and $3 per day, which translates to a substantial savings for North Carolina taxpayers, still delivering high quality while we're still delivering high quality services. Our goal is simple but impactful: to provide accurate, helpful information to tourists and prospective residents, all while maintaining exceptional customer service. Our broader mission is to elevate North Carolina as a premier destination. We aim to boost tourism revenue and support visitors in planning trips that are not only enjoyable, but also efficient and long-lasting. This contributes to both the state's economy and its reputation as a welcoming place to visit. Our inmate operators play a vital role in supporting a wide range of public information lines that serve both residents and visitors across the state. These include high visibility programs like Visit North Carolina, which promotes tourism, the North Carolina Wine Line, which supports the state's growing wine industry, seasonal service like the Fall Color Report help travelers to plan scenic trips, while transportation-related lines such as Amtrak, North Carolina DOT Customer Service, and the 511 information line provides essential travel updates and assistance. This broad scope of support demonstrates the reliability and professionalism of our operators and the important role they play in keeping the public informed. Our program plays a key role in North Carolina's tourism economy, supporting an industry that brought in over $36 billion in visitor spending in 2024. That's a major contribution to the state's financial health. We also ensure that information is accessible to everyone, not just people who have smartphones and internet access. Our operators provide personalized one-on-one assistance, which is especially important for older travelers and those in rural areas. Beyond that, we offer comprehensive support from lodging and attractions to road conditions and safety updates. Whether it's a normal day or an emergency situation, we're a dependable resource for anyone traveling in and through North Carolina. Our work has direct strategic impact on how North Carolina is perceived by visitors. We help enhance the state's image as welcoming and a visitor-friendly destination, which is essential for attracting both tourists and potential new residents. By supporting tourism, we also contribute to economic growth, especially for small businesses, and help boost local tax revenue across communities. We stay connected to the broader tourism landscape by attending Visit NC conferences and FAM tours, where we gain valuable insights and build relationships that help us better promote the state. Collaboration is also key. We work closely with Andre Neighbors to distribute materials like North Carolina retirement guides and Civil War guides. And we also work with Kathy Prickett to manage Visit NC online orders. And we also stay current through NewsLink updates that she sends out to us. These partnerships help us stay aligned with the statewide tourism goals. We were honored to receive a surprise visit from the First Lady of North Carolina, Anna Stein, along with members of the North Carolina Executive Office. This visit for us was a very powerful moment of recognition for our team. The First Lady acknowledged the hard work and professionalism and impact of our call center staff in promoting North Carolina as a leading travel destination. She expressed sincere appreciation for the role that we play in supporting tourism and emphasized how important our work is in shaping the visitor experience. Her message was clear: continue striving for excellence in customer service and know that your efforts are seen and valued at the highest level of state leadership. Over the past 5 years, our tourism call center has made tremendous impact through North Carolina Inquiry Program. Our inmate operators and bulk mailers have consistently delivered exceptional performance, especially during critical events like Hurricanes Matthew, Florence, Michael, Dorian, and Helene. During these emergencies, we managed 3 times the normal call volume, providing calm, accurate, and timely information when the public needed it most. The nature of most of the Visit NC calls that we receive center around urgent travel questions, including road closures, lodging, availability, reservations, and whether businesses or attractions were open during the storms. During the emergency events, Visit NC provides us with an accommodations list of the non-impacted areas to help callers seeking lodging. On the fulfillment side, our team has processed over 1.9 million tourism material requests between January 2020 and September 2025. This includes over 1 million North Carolina DOT maps, more than 500,000 travel guides, thousands of wine guides, Civil War trail guides, retirement packages, and student information kits. In total, we've answered over 534,000 calls, including those to the 1-800-VISIT-NC line. These numbers reflect not just the volume of our work, but the quality and reliability and dedication of our team in supporting North Carolina tourism efforts, day in and day out, and especially when it matters most. One of the most important roles is influencing travel decisions in our call center. Our team helps guide callers toward new destinations and areas of interest, often inspiring them to extend their stay or plan a return visit. We also serve as advocates for North Carolina, especially when speaking with individuals considering relocation or retirement. By highlighting the state's unique attractions, lifestyle benefits, and comparing them to other states, we help position North Carolina as a top choice. As a key part of our work is showcasing the diversity of North Carolina, 3 regions, the mountains, Piedmont, and the coast. We provide detailed information on visitor centers, attractions, lodging, dining, and more. And this helps travelers make more informed decisions about where they want to go in the state. And then finally, we rely heavily on visitnc.com as a daily tool. It helps us to share accurate travel information and serves as a powerful platform to inspire exploration and make a strong first impression on both visitors and potential residents. DMO visits or visits from destination marketing organizations are incredibly valuable to our team and the service that we provide. The more that we know, the better we can promote. These visits give us a fresh firsthand knowledge about local events, attractions, and updates that we simply can't solely get from a website. We learn about the new businesses, changing attractions, and real-time developments in each region. By experiencing the area ourselves through the brochures, food samples, and videos, more, we can see, taste, and feel what visitors experience. This allows us to give authentic, personal recommendations that build trust with the callers. DMO visits also help us support small businesses by learning about and promoting local entrepreneurs. We get to understand the unique character of each county, which helps us showcase North Carolina's diversity more effectively. These visits also strengthen our community connections, allowing us to connect with callers with passionate local experts and resources. And perhaps most importantly, in-person visits leave lasting impressions. They're far more impactful than anything we can learn through online research. When we see a destination through the DMO's eyes, we gain a deeper understanding of their vision and what makes their area truly special. The insight empowers us to confidently promote destinations we've personally experienced through their visits and presentations. If you're interested in visiting us and you want to know how to get involved and how to visit the Tourism Call Center, you can reach out to me personally, Pamela Jarrett. My information is on the slide. My email address is pamela.jarrett@commerce.nc.gov, or I can be reached by phone at 984-920-8400. I do have to share a couple of important facts. In order to visit here, I need at least a 30 days notice so I can get the administration approval. All visitors are required to complete a PREA and volunteer training, which can be conducted 30 minutes prior to your presentation at our location. Also, a background check is required. So please contact us for further details. And thank you for your time, and I hope to see you all soon.
And this is for more information. That's my contact information here, and the QR code has all the Welcome Center's contact information all over the state.
That's great. Good, very good stuff, Wally, Pam, and Marie. Really appreciate you all joining us. We do have some questions, and I'm gonna give a little time for a few more to come in. As we do so, I do want to let folks know that it's hard to believe, but 2026 will be here shortly. With the holiday schedule, we want to make sure you're well aware. We do have a webinar planned for January 8th. We're going to be talking all things travel guide. I think you saw how important the travel guide role plays with this team in particular. So we're going to talk a little bit about, give you a first look at the 2026 guide, and also talk a little bit about some of the plans that are already underway, hard to believe, but for the 2027 travel guide. So questions as we get going here. The first one was simple housekeeping, and sorry I didn't remind at the beginning. A copy of this presentation or a recording of it will be available on the industry page at visitnc.com. There'll be a link to our YouTube page, and you can see a recording of this, or feel free to share this with someone in your office or a partner that you think this would be helpful to know. And we will also see, we will most likely put a copy of the presentation deck on that same page as well for you. There was a question, Marie, I'll throw it to you first. You referenced making some reservations and assume those are possibly hotel reservations, but can you talk a little more about how the Welcome Center staffs do those, and confirm if it is hotel reservations that you guys are doing when you mention reservations?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we make hotel reservations. That's one of the free services that we provide to travelers. Sometimes they're having a hard time finding a place to stay. We show them different options, especially when we have the brochures, the travel guides for an area. Usually they list all the accommodations, so we're able to go get that for them, and they pick out where they want to stay, and we will call and make the reservation for them. We do personally, because every Welcome Center is different. 95 North and 95 South, specifically, we have hotel coupon books. People stop in constantly for these things. We have one, we call it the red one. It focuses on the I-95 corridor, and it has coupons. So all up and down 95, places choose to advertise and give a discount in these hotel coupon books. We will call, and they don't always let us make, when you're using that coupon, they don't let you always make a reservation over the phone, but we will call and see what their occupancy rate is, if they have room for the coupon, and make sure that there's space available when that traveler gets there. But yes, we do make reservations quite often.
Okay. And Pam, does your group also do reservations, or is it just primarily information through the 800 number?
Primarily information.
Very good. Just wanted to make sure. Didn't want to leave you out if you did have that. For Pam as well, is there a limited number of partners who can come and visit you during a year, or during a certain period of time? I guess how open or how many groups can you take to share their story with you and the team?
We would love to have 2 groups a month, that totals to about 24, visits a year. I haven't achieved that number yet, but it would be wonderful if we could have at least 2 groups come a month. Yeah, and there's not a limit on the amount of people that can come per group. Everybody just have to follow the same protocol with the background check and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not a limit, but our goal is to hopefully start having 2 a month.
Okay. Marie, question came in related to National Travel and Tourism Week. How early do you all start doing signups for those events, or how early can interested groups start reaching out?
Now, absolutely. It's in May. We are already starting plans for that. We usually send out a save the date invitation reminder. kind of send that out like right after Christmas. That way, get everybody through the holidays, and then we'll send that out. But if people want to go ahead and reach out now, they're more than welcome. I'm already planning for it. Last year for us, that was the first one that we had after reopening, so it was very exciting. We had a climbing wall. I don't know if I'm going to be able to top that this year, but yeah, feel free to reach out. Go ahead and let us know. We start planning for it very early.
Okay. And are those activities at each welcome center the entire week, or just certain days during that specialized week?
So National Travel and Tourism Week, we all pick a day during that week. And so like my counterpart, 95 North, Melvin, he and I will work closely together because we deal with a lot of the same tourism partners. We don't want a conflict. We don't want to make them have to choose which welcome center to go to. So we will each pick a separate day. And obviously, we're way over here in the east. If 40 West, Miss Samantha, chooses the same day as us, it's not going to be usually a conflict. So we all pick one day and spread it out throughout the week to make it easier for our travel partners to attend as many as they want.
Okay, excellent. Good information. I think that is one key. And Marie, you being at 95 South, can you talk about why it may be advantageous for someone who is in the western part of the state, for example, to possibly come and still interact and meet your staff and share the story of their area, even though it may seem like you're all the way across the state and maybe you're not getting visitors that are interested in that part?
We always have people interested in the western part of the state. I would say for us specifically, what we get a lot is people are going up north. They have options when they're coming back south, when they're coming home or going to their winter home. They're like, hey, we could take 85, we could take 77. They have options. And so maybe on the way back, instead of coming down 95, they're going to go to the mountains. Fall, everybody loves the leaves. Everybody wants to go to the mountains. So we hand out quite a bit of literature for those areas. And on a personal level, I don't make it to the mountains as much as I would like to. I did actually go skiing for the first time this past winter. Did not go well. So I have a little bit of knowledge, but not a whole lot. So when people ask me questions, I'm like, I got to look that up for you. I don't really know. So if anybody would love to come see us, I will pick your brain because I need that knowledge, because we do get a lot of people that even if they're not going on their current trip, they're going to come back through and they're going to visit all over.
Yeah. So is it safe to say, Pam, obviously you all get that, but Marie, would you agree that you're also getting people that are inquiring about future vacations or future trips, not just what they're getting ready to, or what they're currently on?
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah, we have people, like I said, we have bags specifically because we have people taking so much information. They one thing that I don't think is talked about enough is even residents. People that live in North Carolina, they'll stop in and they're like, oh, we've never been in here, but we're thinking about doing a day trip. So they will take information just because they live here. They want to travel. And anything that we can provide them is going to help with those future trips. So yeah, we do get a lot of people, if they can't make it on this trip, they're going to come back.
Pam, this one's for you. Is there a rough estimate? Sorry, I'm trying to paraphrase here, but the calls that you and your team receive, can you tell how far in advance someone is looking at traveling, or I guess, does it seem like that they're maybe traveling within the next week or two, or does it seem further out when they're calling and asking about travel information specifically, not necessarily road conditions or that sort of thing.
Yes, we get a lot of calls about people trying to pre-plan trips, and so they might request like travel guides or maps by a certain date because this is the time they plan to be in the area. And so we get a lot of calls that people try to plan sometimes months in advance when they request travel information from us. And they
Okay.
always follow up and make sure they have it by a certain date because they always tell us like the date they plan to leave and come here and all that stuff. And so, yes.
Okay. All right. And then one last question here. The in-person session with the call center. So Pam, how long should a partner plan for that session to take, or how long do they have to present their information to you and the team?
Okay, I normally set out a 2-hour block. So if like just say if you're going to be here at 12, I set out a block from 12 to 2. They don't always use the 2-hour block, but they have that 2 hours to, present. Sometimes some people bring food that we can test and things like that. So, then a lot of the ladies have a lot of questions for different areas that they just can't get all the time from me or online. So when they come and have specific questions from callers, it helps them to answer the next time. So yeah, about a 2-hour block is what we set aside for the presentations.
And can stickers and items like that be brought to that meeting and shared with the call center staff?
Yes, yes, certainly. Anything that you plan to bring to us, just have to let me know so I can list it in the memo for administration. And they normally approve stuff like that, brochures, chapsticks, whatever you feel like you want to bring for us to have a part of your area. They normally approve it.
And Pam, I think I remember. I hope I'm not getting myself in trouble because I know we talked about some movie posters, but are there things like posters or big pictures that folks can bring that could then be used to help decorate the call center facility as well?
Yes. Yes, like anything that's brought in here, as long as I know in advance and I put it on the memo, then we'll be okay.
All right. And Marie, do you guys maybe break rooms or that sort of thing, or do you also welcome posters or sort of other kind of displays to help keep these destinations and locations top of mind?
Absolutely. I don't know if you can see, I hang everything. Yeah, anything that travel partners give me, I keep.
That's very
I
good.
don't want to show you my desk. I have stuff everywhere. But yeah, we have because we're so remote. We're at the edges of the state. There's usually not a whole lot of places for us to go get food or anything like that. So we have our break room and kitchen, and we usually keep it decorated. We have things that people give us. Recently, Cabarrus County gave us these little bears that are wearing like the driving suit, the NASCAR suit. It's on the shelf in there. Yeah, we just love little things.
Great. Very good. Very good. Well, that's going to conclude our time here together. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Marie. And thank you, Wally, for joining us and sharing this information. Again, the contact information has been shared, but you can reach out to any of us. We'll be happy to pass it along if you didn't get it. And I will say, for those partners that regularly attend the Visit NC State Tourism Conference, these folks are also in attendance. So if you haven't met them in person before, definitely be on the lookout for them in Asheville coming up in March. Again, thank you for your time. We hope you have a safe and happy holiday season and hope you're able to join us again January 8th, Thursday at 10 a.m. on January 8th, where we'll be talking all things travel guide. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.